Hello everyone, this is Claudia from bobospa.com. I hope your weekend was wonderful. And I am here with a card, with a beautiful birthday card that I made for my niece that just turned 2 this weekend. So I wanted to do something really sweet and cute and in the same time use my new inktense pencils. So I have a tiny card which is actually I think 3 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it's made out of watercolor cardstock. And I needed that because I'm going to use the inktense pencils, and I know they work best on watercolor paper or on paper that has more tooth. If you have a sleek paper, you cannot really layer them together. So that's my advice to you. Always have some paper that has a little bit of tooth. So I stamped my cat. This is from my favorite things. I Knead You. It's a really cute kitten. I really love it. And I chose some inktense pencils. I only have the 36 colors, but I think there's enough colors there to do basically anything. I wanted to buy the bigger tin, but they didn't have it in my store. And then I realized that I don't really need all those colors because 36 are enough. Anyway, the way I do inktense pencils is I scribble them around. Started with the lightest one, like this one. It's supposed to be like a yellow brownish one, and then when it's a bit dry, I'm going to add the next color just where I want it to be the darkest, and this way I layer them down. Now the advice I will give you is to let the paper dry a little bit. I mean, doesn't have to be completely dry before you layer them, because otherwise your colors, you'll peel the paper off if you don't let it dry off and add more color. So that's one thing I learned, so that the paper doesn't peel. So if you're waiting for the paper to dry, just color a different part of the image, and then everything will be fine. And now I was looking for a different color that initially I wanted to leave that part white, but then I thought, oh, it doesn't look so good. So I picked up some kind of bluish gray for that part. And what I love about inktense pencils is that they're so vibrant. So they're kind of like watercolor because they're reactive with water, but the colors really stay true. So a little goes a long way. You only have to put a little bit of color, and then everything is perfect. Now I'm going to do the same brown also the box, and you notice that I only put the colors in the parts where I really think the shadows will be, and then I'm just moving the color around with my brush. And I like the brush that has a reservoir in, because I don't have to always dip the brush in the water. I think if I would use a watercolor brush, I will take away a bit from the control, because I control the water here. So I like more with pencils to use this kind of brush than the normal watercolor brush. But of course that's up to you what you want to use. So as you can see, I'm coloring the part on the inside of the box, and I'm technically waiting for the paper to dry so I can layer more color where the shadows are. So I think in the end I liked the colors. I mean, I like the shading I can get with these pencils. Probably you'll get the same shading if you do alcohol markers, but I don't really have. I think I only own 10 alcohol markers in total. So I prefer this kind of either watercolor pencils or inktense. So I'm really happy with what I got. And now the next thing I wanted to do is that the box needs to sit on something. So I'm just scribbling a bit of blue and then just move it around. It kind of grounds the image a bit, and also I'm scribbling a bit around the image itself, so that you do kind of like like a shading, like you would do with a gray marker, but I did it with blue. And now I was really hurrying here because the sun was moving slowly towards the part where I have my table and then you wouldn't be able to see anything once the sun hits it. So I was like, okay, I really need to finish this card because otherwise nobody will see anymore what I do. And I couldn't really see either because the sun was kind of shining in my face. So as the last finishing touches, in that stamp set there is a little talking bubble, and I stamped that one also with the Versafine Onyx black ink. And then there's this meow kind of sentiment, so I stamped it inside because that looks so cool, and a little thread ball because the kitty cat needs to play with something. Yeah, I really enjoyed this stamp set. I think I'm gonna use it over and over again, and you're probably going to see me use it a lot in the future. Now I have this little birthday sentiments. This is from Simon Says Stamp, and it's one of my few birthday sentiment sets, but it has kind of everything I need. So I really wanted to stamp birthday wishes there in the corner, and because the paper is so thick and when I scored it I didn't make it flat, I couldn't stamp very good. But I'm going to fix the part with black marker, so I don't worry about it. I am going to stamp also the second sentiment down, and then I'm going to go and fix the card. I'm using my micron pen to fix that one because that's really black. And before I do that, I decided to color in the little thread with some green, and I'm doing the same thing, like putting my lightest color in, and then I go with my darkest again on the parts where I think the shadows will be. I have some strips of pattern paper. These are from previous kits and I had them for like forever, so I didn't want to throw them away, and kind of the colors match what I used to color in this kitty, like the purple and the green and the blue around, so they kind of match the card. They're fun and kind of spring colors, and I just put them there on the bottom of the card, and that gives it a really finishing touch. And now I'm going to go ahead and fix the sentiment. Might wanna do it a bit slowly because you don't wanna ruin the entire card. I mean, I could have stamped over it again, but I didn't want to have the chance of totally messing up the card. I really hope you guys enjoyed this card and you can give it a try. It's a really simple card, it's just some coloring and everything, but I think I'm enjoying nowadays to make this kind of smaller cards. I'm going to try more these different types of card sizes because I think the 5.5 by 4.25 are a bit too big for me. Anyway, see you on my next video, and if you have any suggestions or anything regarding this card, don't hesitate to leave a comment. And if you want to see what products I used in this card, go ahead and visit my blog post. All the products are listed there, or almost all the products are listed there. And thank you so much for watching till the end.